and the prayers, and this is Tuned In Pearl, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully, my readings help you to shift into a state where you are no longer emotionally dependent upon the outcome of your reality changing. Once you enter into that state, you become highly magnetic for the things that you're desiring. And it's pretty hard, actually, to create the world that you're dreaming of without this skill set. So, hopefully, these readings will help you. This is the Friday love reading. This is the day where we look at what the masculine is thinking, feeling, saying, and doing. So, that is what we are going to take a look at today. The overall energy between the masculine and feminine energy, and remember, this is not a gendered energy, these are just two different aspects of self: the mind and the intellect, the analytical, the logical, taking things and from the internal world and making them external or material would be the small spells tarot here, which is the justice card in reverse. And note the 11, the justice card is the 11 in this deck. And then we have the King of Cups from the Pasta Tarot. This would be more of the heart, the emotion, intuition, your feelings for someone. That's more in alignment here with the heart space. So overall energy for this week ahead, we have something that is not fair. With the Justice card in reverse, this is the mind thinking this is not fair. It's not fair what's happening. It's not fair how things are unfolding. It's not fair how I'm acting. It's not fair how someone else is acting. Just it's not fair. And then we have the mind thinking that and the feeling behind it. What is not fair? Hang on a minute. Bowie, come back, please. Come over here. Bowie, come. Bowie. She has to lay over here because she's not eating and I don't want her to vomit on anything that isn't easy to clean up. Bowie, come. Come here. Come on. Bowie, come here. She's been very stubborn today. Bowie, come. Good girl. Good girl. So we have the King of Cups, which is the emotions, feeling, the feeling that is unfair is particularly having to do with how the mind, the intellect, or a person that's leaning more into that energy is coasting along on their feelings. Hello there. Coasting along. Instead of actually going deeply into their emotions, they are just kind of skimming the surface. And it doesn't feel fair. It might not feel fair to you. It might not feel fair to another person involved in this connection with you. But it is ultimately, it's not a fair situation. That is how it's felt. So, because that's the overall energy of this week, that's giving a sense of like, well, something is definitely going to be changing. Then we have here, underlying the energy for the week ahead, we have the King of Cups, which is the energy that we just saw here in the heart space. So there is probably a person that has been emotionally unavailable, not really able to express their feelings, not really able to express love, but they are ultimately like a kind and loving person, nurturing, caring, and compassionate person, but we are really not seeing it from them right now. So this is underlying the energy in the mind as well. So it's not only that we feel this energy, but we're also we're thinking about it a lot this week. And that's going back in our minds to the Six of Cups, which is a past connection, past life experiences, the energy of our childhood wounds. So we might have experienced benign neglect as a child. We might have experienced, a father energy that was very good, very kind, but just not very present, whether actually physically present or just emotionally available. So this week is about something about lessons being learned around this particular experience from our lives. And if this is involving another person, then you and this person are most likely in this energy this week of really coming to understand where this unavailability is rooted. And because you can understand and learn the lesson of it, you can make it right. Because I do get a strong sense from this energy of the mind that this needs to be put right. And so the person that you're dealing with is very much like, I have to make this right. And you yourself are like, this needs to be more fair and more balanced. It can't go on this way, no matter how much love I feel. I have unconditional love. Unconditional love means no conditions required for the love to flow. But I don't have unconditional tolerance. So if somebody is unable to go deeply into their emotions and wishes only to coast along the surface, I'm getting off of that boat. I'm not going to be on that boat ride. I'm going to go find another boat that's going to actually take me to the place I want to go, and not just go around and around in circles like a broken paddle boat. If only one person is paddling in a paddle boat, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so what is the masculine, the energy of the mind, this person that leans into this? What are they thinking about feminine energy right now? We have the Hermit card coming out with this owl here. Ugh, I have something in my teeth. It's like a popcorn kernel or something's driving me nuts. And girl with a snake. This says empath and narcissist paradigm being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. Okay, so I'm getting a sense right now that they are leaving the feminine energy. They think they should leave the feminine energy alone because she has laid down some boundaries. She's put some boundaries in place and has said, like, I don't want to engage in whatever version of this connection you've been engaging with in this way with this person. So the masculine energy is basically thinking, I need to leave this alone. Now, you might be thinking, I need to leave my person alone. There's someone else in the mix. I don't want to deal with that. They need to go clean that up. It's not my business. I'm going to go about my business. This could be a stance that you might have. This could be a situation where the person is thinking, I have to stop enabling these this empath narcissist paradigm to persist between us. I have to stop making my person feel charmed and used, and I have to respect these boundaries. So I am actually going to have to leave this person alone. This is what this person is thinking, right? Because remember, they're trying to make it right. If they can't go deeply into their emotions, if they can't be a King of Cups for you with mastery and show up as that guide, guardian, protector, lover, like whatever, then they have to leave you alone. So this is what they're thinking. What's the feminine energy thinking? Exactly this. Okay, we have the 10 of Lunga, or the 10 of Swords, which is a very painful, unpleasant experience and looks like a big mess. And then we have the Runner here, which says runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. So divine feminine energy is feeling right now, or thinking right now, or the thoughts that are stemming from the emotions right now are emotional thoughts around every time this happens where this person sets me up for a bad experience and then runs away, it kills me. Like every time that happens, it kills me. It seems like this person almost enjoys this dynamic. And they might, because, if you think about it, children need attention. It doesn't matter what kind of attention they get, because they just need to be noticed. A child that's not noticed is going to be neglected. They're going to not be able to survive. So if you need this attention from a person and you can't get the attention in a positive manner, maybe you don't know how, maybe you're afraid to, maybe there are circumstances preventing you from doing that, the only way that you can continue to keep their attention is seriously by creating a negative scenario. Setting something up and then letting the ball drop brings the attention back to you, even if it's not a great way of experiencing you. So the thing is, the feminine energy is checked out of the cycle. She's like, listen, if you want to bring yourself pain in this cycle, that's cool, but you're going to have to find someone else to participate with you, because I'm not going to keep engaging. I'm done doing running and chasing. I'm here. You can contact me. You can let me know how you're feeling. We can talk about it. We can figure it out. We can look at going forward. From here, from this point, we can talk about forgiveness. We can talk about compassion. We can talk about what it's like to take this fantasy and make reality. I'm here for that. All of that. Absolutely. I'm here for that. But I'm not here for this imbalanced connection where I'm putting a lot of effort and energy in, and you are not. I have no interest in those relationships. I'm not desperate enough to think that that would be satisfying to me. Don't need it. Don't want it. No, thank you. That's divine feminine energy there. That's the way the heart is bubbling up into the mind. So, what is divine masculine energy feeling? We have the Eight of Swords. I'm hearing caught in a web, suspicious minds, and paradise. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay, so it's like the masculine energy is feeling that they have this web that they have created, and there's all this like juicy stuff in there for them to explore. And the feminine energy has really been so patiently waiting this payoff from all this hard work of this web building, etc. But now there are these boundaries in place that prevent this paradise from unfolding. And like it's a false imprisonment of the mind, because the Eight of Swords is an illusion. You're not actually trapped in the Eight of Swords. You're not actually stuck there. You just think you are, and you're thinking yourself into this trap. But if you would just realize that you could easily, take off the binds that are binding you, or remove the blindfold and see, like, it's not hard to do. You just think it is. And that's where the masculine really is in regards to, it could be sweet, but it's just too hard. It's too difficult. It's too challenging. It's just not, there's too many things in the way. But someday, there's a feeling of someday there. Okay. Feminine energy, what do we have? This is never going to change. Feminine energy is afraid. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. I want to be able to end this cycle, to turn this cycle around, and to have new memories instead of the same old memories we keep creating, which really aren't that great for me. There's a feeling of my luck running out. Like, I don't know if I should even give this a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 100th, billionth chance. I don't know if I can do that again. All that has happened, when I look back, all I have are these photos. I'm seeing screenshots on a phone. That's it. That's all I have to show for all of this. There's all this feast, there's all this abundance, there's all this potential here, and all I have to show for it are a bunch of just like screenshots and maybes and who knows, and this could mean this and this could mean that, and reading between the lines, and nothing of substance. And it's got to change. I can't stand it anymore. Can't stand it anymore. Cannot. Please, please, please fucking stop. Like, that is the feeling that's coming in right now. Like, why are you doing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over? What is wrong with you? That's definitely a feeling. And it's like it's is a self feeling, a finger pointed at the self, like, why do you keep doing this? But it's also like pointing to the person that's doing the thing that you keep allowing to happen. And you're like, why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing it's just like wants to stop. Okay. What's divine masculine energy actually saying right now? What are they actually saying? We've got the Chariot in reverse. That's hold your horses. That's the feeling I've got. Hold on a minute. And we've got the Soulmates card in reverse, which says soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. Well, first of all, this is definitely a feeling that this person has some kind of a contract with you and that there is something holding up this progress forward. And that might have something to do with another soul contract that this person has. Somebody that they thought was their one and only is getting in the way. I'm seeing more snakes on this card. I don't know. But basically they're saying like, yeah, I love you and we are soulmates and we will be together someday, but not now. Not now. Divine feminine energy, what are you actually saying? I'm not interested in waiting for you anymore. We need to talk. This card says time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do my thing. You can sit here until you're an ancient person and collect all of your little coupons and stuff and save up for the apocalypse, make a little doomsday bunker, whatever it is you're going to do. And I'm going to just go have fun. I'm going to go enjoy myself. I'm going to do my thing. I literally don't give a shit. Go do whatever the fuck you want. But I just want you to think about like how fucking sweet am I going to be? How fucking sweet am I going to be when you literally wasted all of my time? Because that's the feeling that I'm getting from this feminine energy right now. You are an absolute waste of time and energy. All of that I pour into you, it's not gonna come back to me until like we can't create anything new. Like you're literally like the years of my life that I could have created life are gone. And you are sitting there still. Cool. Well, I guess I'll go have a good time and not worry about being in a relationship or a connection with someone like you or anyone like you, like anyone like you. Like I'm going to look for something completely different that's nothing like that because I never want to experience this again. Like this has been the worst experience ever. That's like what the feminine is saying. Like it's humiliating. It is frustrating. It is infuriating. It is unnecessary. And whatever reasons you might have for it are completely trumped by the fact that you won't fucking talk to me about why you would possibly do this to me. Divine masculine. What is divine masculine actually doing? So he's saying we should hold off. We should not go forward. Whatever. There's something in the way of this soul connection. What's he actually doing? Yep, that's what he's actually doing. We've got the Four of Wands. This is the commitment. This is the coming together. This is the celebration. This is the reunion. And this is the not today energy. Avoiding it. Divine feminine. What are you actually doing? Three of Swords, the addiction card, and Cupid's arrow. Recognizing that at some point in time, this connection has just become an addiction, a fixation, something that is codependency, and you're trying to keep the faith that love is coming and that there will be some surprise invitation or meeting. But you also are so fearing the disappointment that you experience over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that it feels like an unhealthy addiction right now. It feels like something you need to quit. You need to quit hoping. You need to quit believing that love is coming forward or having faith in it, because all that's happening is you're just getting hurt over and over and over and over and over again. So you're really trying to just like keep yourself from getting hurt again, which also means that you're not allowing any other love interests to come forward to you, which is, kind of infuriating because it's putting your person's like, oh, I can just take as long as I want. It's just like letting them do that because you're so wounded from the fact that they've done this that you don't want to get wounded like that by anyone again. And that's virtually keeping you both in this holding pattern. and keeping you both from having the lives that you desire. So it's very, very frustrating, very difficult energy I'm feeling right now. And what can the masculine energy do to create more harmony between what he's thinking, feeling, saying, and doing? We have the Empress in reverse and the Seduction card. This says attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, and third-party interference. The Empress in reverse for me is giving maternal energy, wounds around the maternal energy, an ex partner that is like the mother of children in a connection. The past is getting in the way of the present. So the masculine energy really needs to release the past, release the idea of controlling energy coming from the feminine. Really, the masculine is being controlling by controlling access to emotion. The masculine is the one that's actually doing the thing that he fears the most. So he needs to turn that around. He needs to, I guess, allow himself, or they need to, because it's not a gendered energy. It just happens a lot that the masculine gender will fall under the energy of that, the energy of the mind and the material, and be less tuned into their heart space, which is what causes a lot of the problems in all of these connections. So basically, I'm seeing that they need to just they just need to stop fucking around. They just need to stop fucking around. Feminine energy, what do you need to do to create more harmony in what you're thinking, feeling, saying, and doing? We have the Queen of Wands right here. This is somebody who holds their vision, who remains confident, does not allow fear to keep causing them to go through these painful cycles. Understand how attractive you are. And then this says heartbreak, pain, separation, deceptions, and shocking attack, stabbed in the back. I feel like you need to feel the feelings of anger that you have around the betrayal that you keep experiencing, because it just keeps happening over and over. And it makes you very angry. And I think you're a little bit in this energy of trying to spiritually bypass that anger and those feelings, because you don't want it to manifest something you don't want. But the truth is, you're manifesting something you don't want because you're not acknowledging that you're angry about what is happening. And it's just like staying in there residually, and it needs to come out and be fully expressed. So you have been betrayed multiple times. Not necessarily like, oh, somebody cheated on you, although I'm sure that's true for some of you, but it's just somebody, like, you basically have betrayed yourself, you know, to a certain extent, by staying with someone that continues to perpetuate these cycles, or by allowing yourself to continuously be abandoned by somebody who just is not able to go deeply into their feelings and their emotions. But remember that the energy of this week is that this is being put right. Right? This is not fair. This is what is not fair. And this is what is being turned around or made right this week, so that it's not going to be something that continues to perpetuate. And it's coming from facing up to a lot of the truths that you might have just become privy to in this during this reading. So what is the happiness potential between you and your person at this time? We've got the Lovers in reverse. We have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learning from the past, and making memories. So I do think that you will be putting down some of the burdens of your past connections and relationships that you have experienced. I do see you as putting those things down and deciding not to carry this baggage with you into the next relationship that you have, whether it be with this person that you're thinking about during this reading or someone new. You are going to have new memories coming in. The Camera is giving me Instagram vibes. I always think of Instagram when I see this card, and it makes me think of like conversations that maybe start up in Instagram, or just responses or communication, or somebody choosing to just like pour out their heart or lay everything on the table. Major Arcana card is a yes. A Wands card is a maybe for me. So this is what this is telling me is like, it really depends on how much you've grown and how willing you are to fully express yourself and share your feelings. It's like the potential between the two of you is kind of hovering, because it's like, are you able to really say how you feel without fear of this person not talking to you anymore? Are you done with people pleasing? Are you making loving choices for yourself? Um, but if this conversation is to take place, I do think there is the potential for you to be happy together. It's just there has to be some kind of conversation, even if it starts in a subtle way, like through, just like a hey, how are you DM that turns into more of a conversation. So, what would the masculine energy say to the feminine energy right now? We have there is always enough. Okay, so they're really just trying to feel like they are enough and they have enough right now to bring to the feminine energy. But this is what they would say if they could speak their minds. I have grown big within a small pond and remind myself that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So, regardless of temporary outer conditions, we can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance we need. The message that koi fish spirit brings is to begin to generate wealth within with deliberate intention, no matter how small our pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever we see it. Our outer conditions will come to reflect our inner prosperity, so we must begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not ours, they soon will be. We must start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants us to experience, knowing that the moment we begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing us what we need. We have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In our little pond, there is much we can create and much we can attract. We must not underestimate what we have and who we are, for I want us to know that we are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. We must trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect that truth. So, this is somebody that's really asking you to join them in this trusting, having trust and faith around this connection and around the abundance and prosperity that will come from this union, that will in some ways solve some of the issues or problems that are causing it to be somewhat delayed. We have Owl Spirit from Divine Feminine. It says, you see clearly now. And we saw the owl come out with the Hermit card. So Owl Spirit is definitely an important spirit animal for you. And if you do see koi fish or goldfish or anything or owls going forward this week, pay attention to what's going on around you. Take note, because there might be an important message for you. This is what Divine Feminine would say to the masculine right now. Are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing? Are you highly sensitive right now and in information overload, feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation? The antidote for overwhelm is to become grounded and return to your safe nest so you can offer so wisdom can offer you clarity and guide you on managing the flow. Take a break to ground yourself in the reality of your everyday senses. Go for a walk in nature. Perhaps you can stop to lie on the ground or hug a tree or just stroll down the street beneath the soothing sky so that you can regroup and clear your energy field. Your wisdom and ability to make sense of all you are feeling and experiencing will return as I remind you of your need to get clear. So for me, this is like, listen, I know you're overwhelmed by the feelings I have for you, the expression of them, my ability to communicate this to you, the way that you feel a lack in regards to your ability to reciprocate or speak to me on the same level or be even on the same page, whatever it is. But if you need a minute, if you need to collect yourself, that's fine. Take a minute, collect yourself. When you're ready, I'll be here. We can have this conversation. As pissed as I am, I'm also just really, really willing to work with you. Like, I want this to work out more than I want to be right about you being a tool. Get it? Okay, I keep seeing this card. This is coming up a lot. Do not be afeared. It is the Tower. And in this image of the tower, all of these vultures are have been nesting in this tree, and they're suddenly and abruptly jolted from their comfortable place. And that is what the tower does. It jolts you alive. It makes you aware of your surroundings. It makes you suddenly have to basically get your bearings because you're thrown off for a minute and you have to like get your balance. And it is a good positive energy that brings the change that we need very often. The energy of the tower can seize our lives in a variety of ways. It could be losing your job, a sudden and unexpected loss of residence, a bill that comes out of the blue that wipes out your savings. The tower brings swift change that shakes up life as we know it. All the structures we have grown accustomed to, the security that we perhaps have taken for granted, are ripped right from under us, and the feeling of being flung into the air takes over. When the tower appears in a reading, it may speak to a significant moment in your past that caused a major disruption, and as a result left you picking up the pieces. It may also arrive as a warning, a sign that something important in your life is about to change. Much like the train's rumbling before it arrives at the station, heed this warning as the train is on the tracks and will come on schedule. The message here is to be prepared. Tap into your intuition. You may already have an idea that changes at work are on the way, that your once rosy relationship is withering. You may have picked up the vibe that your landlord is planning to sell the building. Whatever it is, the tower can be a gift as it will allow you to plan your next move. Because vultures need warm thermal updrafts, they are unable to fly at night. I thought about how these communal creatures, these big, bold, and during the day intimidating birds, would be thrown into a state of panic if they were suddenly tossed out of their nightly nest. I imagined that initial state of frenzy. It is the same sensation that humans feel when the foundation we have become so accustomed to is ripped right from under us. The vulture, however, is no pushover. It doesn't cower or fall prey to disaster. On the contrary, it is a fighter and scavenger. This creature finds opportunities in death and brings you the strength to rise up through the dust into the sun's warmth. Community, harmony, and restoration are all brought forth by the vulture. So, vulture spirit, owl spirit, and koi fish spirit are your guides this week. Thank you for joining me finally on an actual Friday for a Friday love reading, which I did live, which I haven't done in a minute. I hope everybody had a lovely holiday. I do still have holiday sales going on through the new year, but basically right now all of my video recorded readings are over 50% off. So take advantage of that today. You can also have a virtual one-on-one session with me. Click the link in the bio. There are free downloadable guides over there. There's access to all of my other content, which is spread across TikTok and Instagram. Go check me out. And thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you again probably sometime this weekend. I do go live on TikTok at 5:55 Sundays, usually Sundays through Tuesdays, roughly, and then I kind of play it by ear on the second half of the week. So check me out on all the things. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Ta ta for now.